Marko here from Fair Realty, Victoria, BC, with your September 2025 real estate market update. Numbers here on the side of the screen. We had 554 sales in the month of September. This was 3% lower than last year, but higher than 23 and 22. You have to keep in mind 23 and 22, those Septembers were historically low in terms of sales. If we look at the 10-year average, we're substantially below the 10-year average at 554 sales. Not a disaster. We're kind of ticking along, but once again, definitely below a 10-year average. Next up, we have new listings, 1,554 new listings. This is a record all-time high since we started keeping this statistic with the Victoria Real Estate Board 36 years ago. I'm not going to dwell on it too much because there's so many properties being relisted that this number is artificially inflated. So whether it is a true all-time high or not, I don't know. I would have to do a bit of work and back out all the properties being relisted to find out truly how many new listings came to market in September. Active listings, 3,694. This is a 11-year high. That's a combination of below average sales and new listings on the higher side. Whether new listings are at record highs or not, I don't know for sure, but they're definitely above average. So at this point, we're at an 11-year high in terms of active listings. One way of looking at this is, let's say 3,700 listings, let's round it off. 554 sales. That means approximately 1 in 7 properties sold in September, which also means 6 out of 7 sellers did not sell in the month of September. In order to be a successful seller, you really have to price accordingly in this market. Next up, pricing. Single family home median, 1,155,000, up a bit from August. This number is going to vary a bit month to month, but if you look at the last 4 months, 1,145, 1,175, 1,137, 1,155. It's definitely lower than April and May, so we have seen some downward price pressure on single-family homes throughout the summer, but overall fairly stable. Over to the condo market, 539,000 and change, also a bit up from August. This is not reflective of what the condo market is doing. There's certainly no upward pressure in the condo market. It's simply variation from month to month. So what am I seeing out there in the marketplace? As I said, only 1 in 7 sellers were successful in the month of September. However, in the last 10 days of September, I did see an increase in activity, and I'm going to attribute that to the Bank of Canada rate reduction. I think it's bringing a few buyers off the fence back into the market. Now we have variable mortgages in the high 3% range. There might be more rate cuts coming this fall and winter. And I think what those potential rate cuts could do is stabilize the market. Is another rate cut going to move us to sales that are above a 10-year average and put upward pressure on prices? Certainly not, but it might move sales towards getting closer towards that 10-year average. Basically, what we're looking at here is, if you look at the year-to-date numbers for single-family homes and condos, we're 4 years into a flat market. Prices are actually a bit lower than they were, let's say, 4 years ago. Interest rates are now coming down. Most people in the last 4 years have seen a bit of wage growth. So when you combine all those factors, affordability is improving. And if interest rates continue to come down, affordability continues to improve. And I think that's going to stabilize prices and certainly decrease any downward price pressure potential going forward. Of course, unless we get a huge recession and everyone loses their job and buyers don't want to go out there if they're fearing job loss. But for the most part, I think if we get another rate cut, things are going to stabilize heading into the spring, and then we'll see what the spring brings. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.